Yeah, and then I get to take these next two because I've lived through them. But talking about just the differences that we're seeing and how to actually develop software, develop the features and the functions that your teams need. So going back just, I would say even 15, 20 years, we're still primarily seeing a waterfall model where all requirements needed to be kind of flushed out and understood, had full business process diagrams. All of that was happening just to do a system implementation that would often take multiple years. Like there were some projects when I started this career that would take 3 to 4 years, and to think about that is kind of daunting, to be totally honest, to just with the rapid change that happens within organizations. If we look at the last 4 years, even of the nonprofit community centers that we've worked with, there's so much change that's happened over that time. So doing one of these projects, just it would be so stale by the time that we actually went to implement the software. So we've kind of moved mostly away from this waterfall model as an industry. But we went to more of an agile model. So what we've done is basically break down that waterfall model and then make it so that we can deliver very smaller chunks of software a lot more frequently with a lot more kind of iterative change that happens kind of through that life cycle. And that worked really well. We would do 2 week sprints, we'd do 1 week sprints, we'd do monthly releases, and it all kind of made a lot of sense at the time because of the pace that we were trying to move as far as moving the needle within the business itself. Quite often, it would always feel like IT was behind, but IT was really like just slightly behind in identifying the business need to when we were actually able to deliver the software. Now, what we look at with the emergence of AI is kind of this more continuous delivery model with a lot less emphasis on kind of that upfront analysis, design, planning piece. So there's a lot more capabilities that are possible, and Kevin's going to do a bit of a demo around vibe coding a little bit later, but it is incredible how much we've been able to shorten that kind of upfront design and analysis. So it takes a little bit of getting comfortable with that rapid evolution, but it really takes like kind of shifting the mindset to we're going to do a series of experiments and then see which one ends up landing versus having to kind of know what you want that end goal to look like all up front, which might change over time. So really is kind of giving that flexibility within the development space. And then if we talk about just what is IT's role, how is IT's role of evolving? This has been happening for a very, very long time where IT, like back when I started, it was very network security, servers, like who's responsible for blades, all of that other kind of hardware stuff. And there was a little bit of focus on kind of the business application level. Now there's been this real shift to kind of the business application level, and all of that stuff is still happening and important. But with that move to cloud, that was kind of the last one that we saw where it was this really big shift for kind of IT's role within an organization. Now what we're seeing is that the IT folks within the organization really have to be tight with their business owners and understanding what the business outcomes are that those business owners are trying to achieve. And the role that we see IT kind of playing, or at least with the customers that we work with, that they're evolving to very, very quickly and have all the background in as well, but really being asked to kind of hone in on is being able to understand that data and that data model and all of the complexity of that so that they can deliver that business outcome. And it's really kind of bringing the two parts of the organization together in an even closer way than what we saw when that move to cloud happened. So it's been really, yeah, really interesting to kind of see that evolution. It can be a little bit daunting, but a really exciting kind of move as well, because as we work with these organizations, we're seeing more CIOs kind of emerge and be at that kind of chief level. And then we're seeing others kind of move up in the organization as they take this place as well. Bit of a controversial one to put out there. Definitely interested in seeing the chat on this one, but it's just one of the trends that we've been identifying within our own customer base.